Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Curtain Calls. I'm Matt Austin.
And I am Beth Young. And for the next half an hour, we have the pleasure of speaking with John Taylor, who is a founder of Shakespeare in Sharon, and also will be performing in their upcoming performance of Midsummer's Night Dream in Sharon. So there you go. Welcome, John. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm really delighted to be here, and you've queued me up so nicely because now I can explain how the whole thing came about. I was doing a new play called The X's on Broadway in 2019, and it ended in October. And I came home to Sharon, and I said to my wife, "I am in desperate need of a rest. I am taking the winter off," and that's it. Little did I realize that nature had other things in store for me, and I wasn't just going to take the winter off. I was going to have a very long time off, as we all know, with COVID and so on, and theaters all closing down, etc., etc. So I wasn't even auditioning. And anyway, cut a long story short, it was this time last year, yes, May, I think, and I began to think to myself, are the theaters going to open again during 2020? And I came to the conclusion, especially having speaking to a number of friends, that that was not going to happen, that the earliest we could hope for was sometime in 2021. And that turned out to be right. So I thought to myself, there must be a lot of actors sitting around thinking, oh my God, when am I going to get the chance to be on stage again? And there must be a lot of audience members who are thinking, I would just love to go and see a show, but there's nowhere I can go safely. So long story short, I keep saying that, don't I? Long story short, I said to myself, let's go back in time. Maybe we have to go right back to our roots and say, what did we originally do before we got spoiled by plush theaters and fancy electric lighting and big sets? And so what did we do? What did we do? Theater companies turned up at the village green or wherever, on the back of a horse-drawn cart, and they had their costumes and they had a few props and maybe a few bits of scenery, and that was about it. And they did a show, and then they passed the hat round. And if they were lucky and the show was good, they got some money. And if they weren't, they were booed or thrown tomatoes at or whatever. So I thought, well, how can we bring that into 2021? So I thought we need first of all, open air. We've got to be in the open air because then people are going to feel comfortable. Secondly, we don't want people to have to worry about seating. So supposing we let them come in their cars, we'll just charge by the car, which we're going to charge $25 a car. You can cram a family of 7 in there if you like, or just 2 people or just 1 person. That's up to you. Bring a blanket, bring a couple of beach chairs or whatever, bring a picnic, whatever you want to do to have a nice afternoon or early evening out and see some Shakespeare. So before I took it any further, I met up with 2 of my friends, and Catherine Armquist and Jane Farnell, because I wanted Jane Farnell, who is my pet Shakespeare expert. I wanted her to direct, and she has, the background and the history and so on that's very worthy of doing that. And Catherine Armquist, I knew, was very well connected in the whole Sharon and Kent area and would know perhaps a potential site. Well, bless her heart, in no time at all, she and her husband David said, hey, we've got 35 acres in Sharon, about 4 acres of which is fairly well, quote unquote, manicured. Certainly enough that we could make a performance and there's room for cars and so on and so forth. And we can do a few improvements of the site and make it theater worthy, if you like. And so that's what we did. We decided that was the thing to do. So I scraped up a bit of money to pay for, that cover the expenses before we got something into the box office, for which we have 0 so far. Well, obviously, because we're not doing any advanced bookings. Because I have to keep saying to people, people say to me, why don't we do this? Why don't we? No, we have to remember the concept. we're coming into town on the back of a cart. We don't have any box office. And we don't have an enormous staff. We don't have any. Are we going to have lighting? No, we're not going to have any lighting. We don't have any lighting. We wouldn't have had any lighting if we came into town on our cart. Sound? No sound equipment, nothing like that.
Project.
And so,
Yes.
so we're going to have to do this thing in daylight. And so that's what we're doing. Friday performances will be at 5:30. And being June, starting on June 11th, it's nice and light then until we get into the evening. And then we will do on Saturdays, we'll do 2 o'clock and 5:30. And then on Sunday, we'll just do 2 o'clock. So we've got plenty of daylight, nature's daylight. What we hope don't get too much of is nature's rain, but we take the rough with the smooth. So that's where we are. So everyone's really rallied around this thing. The buzz, as they say, is absolutely phenomenal, and people are coming in from all over the place saying, "Oh, can I help? Can I help?" When it got to auditions, we were so spoiled. Just as I hoped would be the case, actors came out of the woodwork from all over the place. We got actors driving long distances, to do the show. We had people coming in and auditioning from New York even, because they were excited about the idea of doing a show again. So I think it's going to be wonderful. I hope so. And I think people will come. They better come.
We're coming.
We're coming.
We're all coming. It sounds wonderful. And I love, love, love the concept of this, that, going back to the roots of theater, and the theater can happen anywhere, anytime, any place. I've always said to people, in a bus on the side of the road, you can have a play anywhere. So I love this whole idea, and I'm not at all surprised that you're getting a tremendous amount of support and a huge response from the community. And people want to get back on stage or wherever the work is being done. Are you putting up some kind of a platform or stage? Or are you?
No. Okay. We're just going to do it on the grass. That's all.
Great.
Just do it on the grass. And we're going to have characters changing costume behind bushes.
I love it.
But luckily there are enough bushes that they won't be seen. And there's a lovely old barn, which the Almquists call the greenhouse, which is very interesting. They only call it the greenhouse because one half of it is sort of glass, and we're going to use that as a dressing area.
Perfect.
In fact, it's going to be so crowded, and people are going to be saying, "Oh, to hell with that! I'm going to go and dress behind the bush." So we've had a few concessions to modernity. We're going to have porta potties, pardon me, and we've actually spent nearly $2,000 getting the whole place sprayed for bugs, particularly for what are they called again?
Ticks.
Ticks, particularly for ticks. So we had to do that. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to do that on the village green, but you probably would have wished you could. So that's what we're doing. So yes, so some modernity there, but that's all. I mean, I've been really strict, as I joked with you earlier. When people have said, "Oh, perhaps we could do this," no, we can't. we can't do that. No, we wouldn't have been able to do that in the 17th century. So we're not going to do it now.
Let me ask you this: Are you going to be in full costume?
Oh yes.
Great.
And in fact, costumes. Everyone's been very helpful. Brookfield has been particularly helpful, and it opened up their wardrobe to us. We were able to get some costumes also from New Milford. So we're doing well. We've been spoiled actually for costumes and props, which is nice.
Excellent.
How big is the cast, John? Is it big?
18.
18. Oh, wow.
Yes, 18. Actually, it's 18 plus some children who will be, I'd say children 10 to 13, who will be playing fairies.
Is that?
I don't know why, but I said to myself early on when Jane Farnell agreed to direct, I said, I'll never interfere. You know that. I wouldn't let you, she said. and she wouldn't. I said, but can I have one request? Lots of fairies. I think we should have lots of fairies because
Yeah.
I want to see fairies flitting about amongst the bushes, and so on. And there's also what is lucky. There's a delightful pond in the middle of this property. So in fact, when Puck is clambering around in the trees, behind her is a pond. And I will tell you guys a secret. We're actually going to row a couple of the lovers across the pond to land on the other side and so on. So anyway, so I think we got some exciting, interesting things for people to see. I want the families to come, and I hope they do. I mean, I hope it's not just the theater going adults, I hope they say, oh yeah, let's bring along the kids, because there's no barrier from a cost point of view. And if the kids want to get up and run about, well, good luck, that's fine,
Right.
they can do that. But the family has only had to pay once, $25, and they've got the whole family in there, and they have their picnic. And if the kids get bored, because it's Shakespeare after all, they won't all be entertained. If the kids get bored, well, they can run around and have a good little fun, plenty of places. They probably get lost, that's probably going to be our biggest problem, lost children. Anyway, it'll be fun. That's the main thing. And I think people will have a good time. I want families to come. I think that will be great.
Did I see with the fairies? This incorporates families. Are you working with a dance school? Did I see that a lot of those fairies are coming from a local dance school?
Yes, that's right. A lot of the fairies are coming from dance schools. That's right, which is nice, because what they do have, what they bring to it is they bring to it a certain stage presence, as you'll understand. Yeah. When even if they're 10, 11, 12 years old, if they've been working at a dance school, I mean, they're comfortable with entertaining, with being before an audience, and they're not going to stand there with their fingers in their mouth looking embarrassed,
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely delightful. I'm really looking forward to it. To me, there would be nothing better than sitting on someone's manicured lawn and watching actors perform Midsummer Night's Dream. It's just dreamy, really.
It'll be dreamy, yes.
It's pretty dreamy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, dreamy is great. Is right.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, no. I was just going to ask, so you said there is no box office, so it is drive up, pay at the door kind of situation?
It's pay at the door, yes. Oh, actually, pay at the gate.
Pay at the gate. Yes.
Yeah, pay at the gate. So we'll have a table set up at the gate into the thing, and we've got lots of. The biggest problem actually is making sure everyone gets there, because Sharon is a bit like boom, 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 boom out in the wilds there. And so we're going to have lots of signage up and down the roads, like this way, half a mile, this way, 2 miles, that sort of thing, to make sure people get there. And once they get there, because the entrance is actually on an unmade road, and a lot of the roads in Sharon are unmade roads, and so it's an unmade road. So there'll be lots of signs everywhere guiding people in, and then we will, ferry them in, not ferry them in, but filter them in, one car at a time through the gate, take the money, give you your programs, off you go. And then there'll be someone else saying, park, come this way to park, or go that way to park, or whatever the case might be. So we'll have plenty of people there making everyone comfortable, that they don't get, lose themselves. They might lose a kid or two in the woods, but who knows?
All in the name of theater. It's okay.
All in the name of
That will encourage people to come if they want to lose their kids.
Yeah, exactly. It might well do. I mean, after all, that's what would have happened on the village green, right? The children would have been wandering off and gone goodness knows where, lost in the graveyard.
I love it. I love it. So do you have it? If you could just name some people who are in the cast that we might recognize?
Well, yes, that would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it?
You're in it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're in it yourself?
Oh, I'm just doing a very small part. I said to Jane, I do not want to be in it. Okay, I'm not in it. I'm going to be too busy directing people into parking lots and so on and so forth. And she said, oh, please do this, please do that, please do that. So I said, only something very tiny. So I'm gonna be doing one of the rustics. So that'll be good. You know what? I haven't got a cast list in front of me. What an idiot.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
What an idiot. I don't have a cast list with me. But anyway, they're all
Irene,
great.
is it Jane's granddaughter Irene, isn't it? Irina?
I think I actually, let me see if I do have a cast list.
It's okay.
What time? Have we got
It's a big
time for
cast.
me
It's
to-
18 people. We don't expect you to remember
We
it.
don't expect anyone to remember 18 names.
Right, here we go.
Okay.
We've got Jeremiah Meisters, Shay Coughlin,
Yeah.
Thomas Samuels, Abigail Heidenberg, John Bergdahl, Catherine Armquist, Irini Dimitrescu,
Yeah, Irene.
Caitlin Maguire,
Oh,
Sean Latassa, Roger Grace, Lizzie Booth, Tom Heidenberg, Timothy Breslin, Lou O'Kell, and Frederick Thaler, and Emma O'Kell. Do you name it?
nice.
Did you
That's a
recognize
solid
the
cast.
name? Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, that's good. So I have not worked with many of those people before, because once I left Sherman Playhouse as president there and went back to act professionally, I sort of lost touch with regional theatre. I mean, if I could, I would go and see a show and so on, but a lot of the people in this play I've never seen before, and for obvious reasons, because as we all know, community theatre changes, doesn't it? New people come in, people leave, and so on and so forth. They move, people come in from other areas and so on. So it changes quite rapidly. So I'm having fun because I'm meeting a lot of new talented people. I tell you what, I was blown away at the auditions. What we did at the auditions, which you might be interested, is I said to Jane, don't do sides. Let's do sides. Let's just say, look, it's going to be Shakespeare. It's going to be a Shakespeare play. When you audition, I want you to choose a monologue from Shakespeare that you like. Doesn't matter what the play is. You don't have to learn it. You can read it if you like, and so on, and come and do that. And they did. So of course, people came and did variety of things. You know what it's like, Matt. It's awful when you keep hearing 15 people audition for the same part, and you keep hearing the same damn speech over and over 15 times. So it was nice. It was so enlightening to hear people have the freedom to do something they were proud of, that they liked, that they felt comfortable with. And that was great. I was blown away. I thought, where did all this talent come from? Amazing, just amazing. So very heartening, very heartening. Do you act yourself, Beth?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do,
Why have
yes.
I not seen you in something?
What was the
Anyway,
last
I
thing?
will.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
promise you.
I'm sure. I'll let you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for
Oh, it's
more
a pleasure.
information, they can shakespeareandsharon.com is the website.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you for asking that. Yes.
Now,
www.
no reservations necessary, is that?
No reservations necessary. No. And there's enough room there that if 100 cars turn up, we can find room for them. I don't
Nice.
think they will. I think, frankly, if we get 35, 40 cars on average, we'll be doing well.
Yeah, you
We'll
put
be
two
doing
people in
quite
each
well.
of those cars.
I mean, that can be quite a lot of people if there's
Yeah.
4 people a car.
Yes.
But
That
I
family of
think that will
7.
be good.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the website is www.shakespeareinsharon.com.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And so there we are. So that's about it.
Great job.
Thank you.
Well,
so
that was
much,
very informative.
Yeah.
That was great.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
writing that down right now. So this we will air this immediately.
Yeah,
correct?
this will go up this week. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if we said the dates, but it's June 11th. It opens and it closes.
I'm sorry, we didn't say the dates. Yes, it opens June 11th and then goes 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 25, and 26.
Great,
Great,
great.
great. All right.
So that'll be good. That'll
Yeah.
be good. Well, thank you very much for your help and support. When you say it goes out, to whom and over what platform?
So it's going to go up on the internet. I will send the links to you and Catherine and Jane, so you have them and you can use them for publicity and stuff.
Good. That's lovely. That's good. Excellent.
Yeah.
So wonderful to see you both, and look forward to seeing
Likewise.
you. I want to look forward to seeing you on the 11th. I'm going to hold you to that.
Oh, we'll
Be there. We'll be there.
I'm
Very
bringing
Thank
good.
you
Jody
so
with me.
much.
I'm bringing Jody
Excellent.
Bayer with me. So
So would you like, what happens now? Do you want me to clock out?
we're going to say goodbye.
We're
And
gonna say
Okay.
goodbye and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
So nice to see you both, and I'll see you on the 11th.
Likewise. Have a good night. Thanks.
You too. Good night.